And for that also, as engineers, we are supposed to solve those problems. That's why we are talking about the green environment. For that, you need a lot of technology. So whatever the wastewater, almost wherever I travel, US, Australia, Europe, this Asian side, all those things, they started using the recycled water. No, that recycling technology also, they have got the best technology. So with the, everything, the terms in terms of science, so through that they are able to. We just had an opportunity to see one of the drainage system New York. No, everything. No, the New York, almost half of the size of the hall is the diameter of the pipe. It is sewage water pipe. Everything is based on science. So how to filter all the waste coming inside, how to take out, even dead bodies are coming, but they are filtering it properly and they are taking it out. So they have the proper manual cover. So that too, that particular drainage is in the almost 60 feet, 70 feet down the ground. So that is the type of system they are using. And you see the imagine how it will be. The manhole cover, to that extent, the man will go down and clean everything. You know, everything they see in terms of science. So how to put all the sciences in our practice? Because as engineers, it is our responsibility to create. So far, we were talking about knowledge transfer. Now, we have to think about knowledge. It is called knowledge creation. The reason is, as I told you in the beginning, the compartmentalization of engineering has gone. Now we have to converge the science, technology, whatever the concept, anything, energy, water, healthcare engineering, like this, you can go on environment, everything. For all those things, you require knowledges of everybody. That's why I told you in the QS rating, top 10 universities of this world, if you take, they will be concentrating on specific areas. If you just go into the stanford.edu, you can find energy, the energy department, starting from physics, chemistry, mathematics, then all the engineering faculties will be there, and they might have selected one specific area and they will be solving. So likewise, if you go to the MIT site, mit.edu, there is one bits and atoms. If you go through that, there they allow the students to enter into that laboratory. They know whatever they think, they will create. I think Dr. Nadesan and myself, Shanmunar and all, when we were school children in the village, we have done the clay modeling. Through that, we are able to visualize the engineering drawing. In our first year classes, that was it. That's why we were able to visualize all the components of engineering drawing in our classroom. So that type of clay modeling helped us to think innovatively when we went to the engineering education. So that helped us to think. It is called the people will call it as the Western people will call it as the out-of-box thinking. That means something. So what is happening to that place? How to create this? So for the creation, so hereafter you have to go for the knowledge creation. That's why the convergence of technology and knowledge creation. So how to put it, as addressed by Dr. Nadesan, the simple way of making others to understand. That is the job of the teachers. As engineers and as teachers, we are supposed to create the knowledge and convert it properly and deliver it properly. So that's why, with the help of lot of technologies available with you, of course, those technologies will help you to provide the information. Using that information, how to transfer it, how to do it. No, that some sort of, that's why we used to insist mini projects in the regular subjects or in the regular laboratories also. There are certain subjects where you can give only tutorial. There are certain subjects where you can think of certain mini project. They can do some sort of gadgets, some mechanical gadgets, electrical gadgets or electronic gadgets, whatever you need. Or even if it is a computer science, you can give us some simple program. The student can write it in terms of tutorial assignments or in terms of mini project. Then in the afterwards, something like in the pre-final year, you can make them to think for some mini idea. That's why we used to tell that mini project. That's our experience. So we insisted for a mini project, which will give you some innovative idea for their certain projects in the final year. Now the reason is, in the final year, if they are able to give some new idea, the people will call it as spin-off. Now that means some problem faced by some automobile, some problem faced in the camera, some problem faced in the sound system. So the student will be able to identify a gap. So that gap can be converted as a product. Now, there are so many students, even at CIT, we used to tell them, so like the civil engineers, mechanical engineers, so they have identified especially in the solar nowadays, students started coming back to India, they started their own industry with the, knowledge that they have gained in their project work that they have done. Then the startup companies. So spin-off is a minimum service. Startup companies. So some students are more interested to start their own complete industry. So for that, simple industry. So in our language, we call it as the small scale industry. So that spin-off and startup companies will help, that concept, if you inculcate, starting from the classroom teaching, giving some mini project in the classroom, mini project in the pre-final year, then a special project in the final year, it's all done by a team of people. So for that according to the taste of the students, you have to coin the team. Based on that, if you are able to provide, then the student will become as an entrepreneur. That means you are inculcating the research and innovation in the minds of the young person, and once if they come out, they will be ready for it. If they are able to understand the basic concepts, definitely they will be ready for that. Whatever the industry expects, the concept is called the employability skills. Then again, if they want to narrow down, they can go for graduate studies, MEM tech studies. They can narrow down the knowledge. Still, they can go to the Doctor of Philosophy, PhD. Still, the research, to go for the basic research. If they are interested in applied research, they can stop the projects level with the third year and fourth year of undergraduate program. In the MEM tech, they can go for the applied research where they can create some new idea, that is value addition, people will call it as. Still, if they want to innovate some new idea, they can go for the Doctor of Philosophy. That's why most of the European and American universities, so they had the concepts of understanding like this. Only thing is, as engineers and teachers, so we have to connect the industry to the subjects that we are teaching. So for which it is our responsibility to go to the industry and find out what are all the, they may not be knowing the problem. They know the problem, but without solutions, they will be carrying out their process. Try to identify the gap, the problem, and bring the problem to your laboratory, bring the problem to your young mind. So definitely, I'll not be able to give answer immediately. My student will be able to give the answer immediately because he has got the potential, the basic knowledge, immediate knowledge. So the convertibility will be very quick, and that model will help you to give new idea to the industry. That's what the Western countries are doing. So the Chinese and the other side, Malaysia and Singapore, they copied the same model, and they were able to improve the connectivity between the industry and the university, and they are able to solve the problem. That's why they are successful in all respects of technology. Now they have already thought to go for the knowledge creation, that is convergence of technologies. So that concept will improvise and give you some quality oriented product and quality oriented service. Now, the topic that you have chosen, innovations and challenges in technical education, it's a very good topic, but the impact, how much you are making to the industry requirements. So that should be solved properly with the help of that. Of course, the fundamental knowledge, whatever you are teaching in engineering drawing, whatever you are teaching in statics and dynamics, in electrical engineering, basics of electronics, you name any subject, that is most important. Like for example, if you study statics and dynamics, that will help you to solve the problem in strength of materials. Then, if you study strength of materials properly, you can study theory of machines and design of machine elements. It is a stream of subjects, the prerequisite subject. If you do this, the person who excels in those subjects will be useful for the design, for the manufacturing in the shop floor, to give the better quality of the product. So for that, the connectivity, like the networking, the new terminology used, the networking between the society, university and the industry will help you to identify the gap, to identify the problems. Because the industry may not have the time to go through all those analysis. Since you are having the young brains with you, it is possible for you to analyze properly. You are having a lot of software, you are having a lot of hardware, and try to interface it properly. Now, for any equipment, if you take, hardware will be the 80% and 20% will be the software. That software also, the connectivity. Without the mathematics, it is very difficult to connect your software as well as hardware. So that's why my research scholars used to come and ask me, sir, why do you insist that always some validation should be there? I used to tell them, yes, that validation will help you to see the usability of the concept created by you to the industry. Obviously, if the industry accepts your concept, the society will automatically accept. And again, you have to ascertain the environment cleanness. Whenever you design a product, that should not affect your environment. So that protection also you have to take care of. So that's why we are studying the subjects like physics and chemistry. We are making it compulsory. Every student must understand the physics and chemistry. Then only they should enter into the engineering applications. This is what happened. So in a nutshell, I would like to conclude that is for teaching faculty, we have to go for knowledge creation. For the knowledge creation, the convergence of science, engineering and technology towards specific application. So the compartmentalized concept has gone. For example, if you want to construct a building, so earlier days, we did not have the air conditioning system like this, we did not have the watering facilities, small false ceiling, all those things we did not have. Now, it is called the intelligent building. We started introducing the intelligent concept. That means the artificial intelligence. So whatever the carbon intelligence we have, equivalent to that, we are introducing the silicon, the artificial intelligence. So through that, we are able to control the entire building. If you visit the Western countries or this side, Singapore, Malaysia, the buildings will not have watchman, nothing. Security will not be there. Everything is based on the surveillance camera, electronics, computers, whatever. That means that is called the intelligent building. Even the water level, air conditioning level, anything will be controlled by the computer. So for that, how to use it? Now, all those, the type of technology that we are interfacing to the application. That's most important. For which, so the impact to the industry, so as engineering teaching faculty, it is our responsibility to create knowledge and make the students to innovate, go for out-of-box thinking so that they will be able to create a new idea or product or service to the society. So with this, I would like to congratulate the Excel College of Engineering for their excellent service that they are doing to this region in terms of producing engineers and polytechnic diploma holders, which will help the society to improve. Now finally, after all, if we do all these things, our lifestyle automatically increases. So that is the concept. To increase our lifestyle, these are all the innovations that we are supposed to do. And again, I thank the ISTE for the opportunity given to me to share my views, to share my knowledge among the youngsters, and wish you all the best. Have a great day. Thank you very much.